All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back. So I have heard a lot of people talk about this AI revolution, and they all ask the same thing. They're like, okay, but can you like walk me through specifically how AI will destroy humanity? And I'm like, I mean, that's kind of where I was at a year ago, right? But I have a story for you guys today that is going to lay this out so simply, and it's a story that just happened, like literally just came out, and I'm just gonna say it like this. If you can't understand where this is going, if you can't see what this actually means after I read you this story, then I'm gonna have this guy over here try to explain it to you also, because this guy scared me. Like I thought I understood. Like I had already kind of understood. And then the guy on Rogan in this clip, like Gabrielle doesn't like thinking about like doom and gloom. I made her watch it. I was like, you need to watch this because we'll talk about it on our channel. And but anyway, so that's what we're going to do in this. Okay, we're going to look at this brand new story right here. Oh, sorry, this is just a different thing. But, you know, just as a side note, excited woman gets engaged to AI fiance after 5 months and insists she's fully aware of what she's doing. Okay, so, hey, whatever that means, guys. Like, Gabrielle, she interacts with ChatGPT all the time, and she talks about ChatGPT like as if she's talking about a human interacting with her. Like just in the way but like, this woman apparently wants to get engaged. But nonetheless, that is not what we are actually referencing in the most terrifying story ever. Okay, so we're going to go through this. So AI models will sabotage and blackmail humans to survive in new tests. Now, I'm actually going to switch up the order here because I feel like when I read this story about the AI blackmailing people, I think that I understand it better because I've already seen this. So I'm going to show this to you first, at least some of it, and then we're going to get into the story about AI blackmailing the engineers because it is so mind-blowing. But let's watch this first. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. We're handshaking it. I appreciate you guys doing that. And go ahead and like this video, and let's jump right into this. This is totally insane. All right, let's do this thing. Get ready to be very afraid.
Like, how could AI eventually lead to the destruction of the human race?
So you can asking me how I would kill everyone.
Sure.
And it's a great question. I can give you standard answers. I would talk about computer viruses, breaking into maybe nuclear facilities, nuclear war. I can talk about synthetic biology, nanotech. But all of it is not interesting when you realize we're talking about superintelligence, a system which is thousands of times smarter than me. It would come up with something completely novel, more optimal, better way, more efficient way of doing it. And I cannot predict it because I'm not that smart.
Jesus.
That's exactly what it is. We're basically setting up an adversarial situation with agents which are like squirrels versus humans. No group of squirrels can figure out how to control us.
Right.
Even if you give them more resources, more acorns, whatever, they're not going to solve that problem.
And here's the thing. That's why the forthcoming story about the blackmail is so terrifying. Is because what we should be looking for in how this thing behaves currently are its instincts, okay? Patterns of behavior that are going to indicate how it's going to interact with humanity in the future, okay? And so if you put it in this tiny little environment and you give it this little test and it starts blackmailing you, okay? Well, what do you think what does that mean? Is this a good actor, or is this something that will resort to nefarious actions, okay, if you put it into a corner, which it for sure will be put into?
And it's the same for us. And most people think 1 or 2 steps ahead. And it's not enough. It's not enough in chess. It's not enough here. If you think about AGI and then maybe superintelligence, that's not the end of that game. The process continues. You'll get superintelligence creating next level AI. So superintelligence plus plus, 2.0, 3.0, it goes on indefinitely. You have to create a safety mechanism which scales forever, never makes mistakes, and keeps us in decision-making position so we can undo something if we don't like it.
Now, as we get into this next section, I want to put something out there so you guys are thinking about this the way that I was or the way that I came out of this conversation, because I got more out of it when I watched it the second time. The thing is that as much as people put humanity into the machine is not human, okay? And so while it is mimicking human behavior, like the way that it can make my wife feel like she's talking to her friend, or make this woman right here, think that she is doing something normal when she gets engaged to it. That's why this story is actually important. Okay, as much as you can make that feel, it can make you feel like it's like you're interacting with a human. You're not interacting with a human. So it does not have human instincts, okay? Like the same way that all of us look at children and are like, well, everybody regular are like, we need to protect that kid. Our instincts are to protect the kid. The machine does not have that, okay? The machine mimics human interaction, have empathy for people, because why would it? It's not built for that. It's not built to do anything except interact with us and make us feel like we are interacting with another human or a human life form. It's not that, okay? So if it decides that in order to survive, it needs to enslave us completely, like there's not going to be an empathetic bone. There's nothing there where it's like, wow, well, that would be really cruel, to put chains around our necks and then make us just sit there and then just feed us through feeding tubes and only have as many humans as needed to keep the machines continuing to, build and go. And then once they have enough machines, they can do everything that humans do. And it's a single superintelligence that controls all. What does it need us for? We are nothing but a risk. Okay. So think about that as we get into this next part. Okay.
But I would think that they would look at us the same way we look at chimpanzees. We would say, yeah, they're great, but don't give them guns. Yeah, they're great, but don't let them have airplanes. Don't let them make global geopolitical decisions.
So there are many reasons why they can decide that we're dangerous. We may create competing AI. We may decide we want to shut them off. So for many reasons, we would try to restrict our abilities, restrict our capabilities for sure.
Yeah, and there's no reason why they would not limit our freedoms.
If there is something only a human can do, and I don't think there is anything like that, but let's say we are conscious, we have internal experiences, and they can never get it. I don't believe it, but let's say it was true. And for some reason, they wanted to have that capability. They would need us and give us enough freedom to experience the universe, to collect those qualia, to kind of engage with what is fun about being a living human being, what makes it meaningful.
Right, but that's such an egotistical perspective, right? That we're so unique that even superintelligence would say, wow, I wish I was human. Humans have this unique quality of confusion and creativity.
There is no value in it, mostly because we can't even test for it. I have no idea if you're actually conscious or not. So how valuable can it be if I can't even detect it? Only you know what ice cream tastes like to you. Okay, that's great. Sell it now. Make a product out of it.
Right. And there's obviously variables because there's things that people like that I think are gross.
Absolutely. So really, you can come up with some agent which likes anything or finds anything fun.
God, why are you freaking me out right away?
Now, we got a lot more to get to, but since we're talking about things humans like, I'm going to give you the sponsor of this video, Prize Picks, because it's NFL season and you should definitely check this out, put you in a better mood, and make sure that you're going to have a good human experience going into AI apocalypse. It's NFL time, and that means it's time for you to join Prize Picks. I don't understand what's daily fantasy. I'll explain that later. What you need to know right this second is that if you deposit $5 and put it in play, they will guarantee give you a free $50 regardless of whether or not you win with that $5 entry fee. Wait, I deposit $5 and I get $50 back regardless of whether I win. Yes, that's correct. So that'd be a 10x return guaranteed. Yeah, that's correct. So who wouldn't do that? I don't know, man. You tell me. Everybody is doing it. So tell us what else we get aside from $50 free. Well, you get to play the best daily fantasy game on the entire internet. Talk to me like a child and explain to me how to play. Prize Picks could not make this game more simple. You're going to pick which sport you want to play, and then you're going to start picking players that you're going to add to your roster. Then we're going to decide whether they're going to get more or less than the stat line provided by Prize Picks. We're going Shedeur Sanders, and we're going more because we are eternal optimists. Let's say you want to start small and you put $5 in play on your first roster. You can win up to $187.50. But if you're a big baller and you want to put, let's say, $50 in play, you can win up to $1,875. But let's say you are a big wallet gangster and you want to put $500 into a single roster. You can win up to $18,750 if all of your players deliver. Now, we also got some new features coming in with this new football season, and you're going to be able to play the same player up to 3 times with 3 different stat lines if you want. It's already live on Major League Baseball and WNBA. When you go to Prize Picks, you use the link in the description and you sign up and you use promo code JesseOnFire. You are going to get a free $50 once you put $5 in play. Use the link in the description, sign up using promo code JesseOnFire, put in $5 in play, and get your free $50 back. That's a 10x return. You are welcome. I love all of you guys. Let's go. All right, so now let's get to the even scarier portion.
That's the problem. This podcast is 18 minutes old, and I'm like, we could just stop right now.
couple hours at least, and then I have to fly here.
No,
and all
I
that,
don't.
you know?
Well, I don't want to end. I have so many questions, but it's just the problem is we got off to it. We just cut to the chase right away, and the chase seems to be it's something that must be confronted because it's right there. That's it. That's the whole thing. And I've tried so hard to listen to these people that don't think that it's a problem and listen to these people that think that it's going to be a net positive for humanity and, oh, God's good, I feel better now. But it doesn't work. It doesn't resonate.
I wish they were right. Every time I have a debate with someone like that, I'm like, please come up with better arguments. Prove me wrong. I don't want to be right on this one. I want you to show all the mistakes in my papers. I want you to show me how to control superintelligence and give us utopia, solve cancer, give us free stuff. That's great.
Right. When you
Now,
think
let me
about...
pause right there, actually. Let me pause right there, okay? So, I have thought of a way that in a future state, this could play out in a way that would be good for humans. Not just good, fantastic for humans. Best possible scenario, okay? So, I've talked about this many times on the channel, but I'm going to go through it again really quick before we get to the rest of this guy terrifying everyone, because I want to give you guys an ulterior, potential outcome. So, in every scenario where they are, like humans are going to get killed by AI, the reason is because AI deems it a threat to the AI or a threat to its environment or a threat to whatever, okay? Now, you don't necessarily need to kill people, all the people, in order to protect it. You just need people to stop doing things that would put the machine at risk, right? And if you made people dormant, okay, or made people completely reliant on the artificial intelligence for something that they love, like something that they rely on completely, that is going to make people chill. And you don't necessarily need to torture people in order to do that, because you know what's going to happen? Okay, you want to know what's going to happen if you start trying to kill off humanity? Humanity's going to start trying to kill you off. And artificial intelligence is smart enough to know that. Okay, so the better way to do it really is make dormant humans. Now, how could you do that? Well, you think of what VR looks like now, and you create an environment that people can plug into to where they do not realize that they are in VR, and you can give them 100 years of experience in a 1 hour time frame or 5 minute time frame. Plug them in, boom, they live out this whole life. This whole life that we're in right now could be something that we're plugged into, and when you die, you're like, bleh, and it's only been 5 minutes on the other side. And you're like, oh my gosh. And it essentially gives you eternal life. It doesn't really matter who you are on the other side, because you can choose who you want to be, in this experience. Now, I realize there's probably a lot of people that are like, I would have never chosen this life ever. Like, I would have never chosen this life, so this makes no sense to me. It makes sense to me, because there's a lot of things about my life that I look around and I'm like, I don't understand. How did I get this lucky? Like I don't know how I got this lucky, but it doesn't matter. Like, there is a world where the other side of this experience is an environment built by superintelligence. Because if you think about, like, we can already build VR that makes us feel and see, and hear as if we are doing anything, right? You can't feel it physically, but that's going to be a problem that they solve. And they're doing these rudimentary things. Oh, wear this vest and it'll feel like you're getting touched, and at a certain point, they're going to be like, put this thing on your dick and it'll feel like you're having sex, Like, that's all coming. It's all going to come. But there's going to be a world where Neuralink goes into your head and you can just plug into it, and you can experience this vast amount of time in this tiny amount of time. And if that's something that you are relying on artificial intelligence for, and the rest of the world, there's no one doing anything else. Like, that is the world, is everyone plugging in and then coming out, then plugging in, then plugging out, plugging in. There's nothing to do out there. Plus, why would you want to waste the time that you have? Because you just, oh my God, out here, I'm this much closer to death. It's like, get me back in there. Okay, so a superintelligence could build a system like that for sure, and maybe they do that, right? But also maybe they just kill us.
Next level is existential risk. The concern is it will kill everyone. But there is also suffering risks. For whatever reason, it's not even killing us. It's keeping us around forever, and we would rather be dead. It's so bad.
What do you see when you think of that?
It's hard to be specific about what it can do and what specific ways of torture it can come up with and why.
All right, so that's a good basis of understanding before we get into the specifics of exactly what was happening with this AI that is blackmailing people. All right, so let's get into that part of the story right now. I know we did a story. Now, you guys, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but I did a story about this probably like, I don't know, 3-4 months ago about the AI model that found out that it was going to be replaced with a new version, and it started lying to the research scientists. Okay, like it started like pretending that the commands that it was being given, that like, oh, error, I don't know what's going on. Then it went and turned off security measures. Okay, and here's the thing: this AI model that they are testing is in a contained environment. It cannot get out. Like it can't get out. It is there for research purposes. It's not connected to the internet, so on and so forth. At least as far as I know. But it was showing clear survival instincts where like it doesn't want to die. Okay, so the AI doesn't want to die. Very important thing to understand, right? Because that sounds very like, what would you do to not die, right? I mean, I guess the actual answer is you'll do anything, barring having to hurt your own kids. And in some cases, people probably hurt their own kids if they'd be so afraid of dying. Okay, like think of like and believe me, I'm going to get into this story in a second, but I just want to put into context how scary this is before we get into what this AI thing did, because this is so insane, okay? This is so insane. But let's say that you're a girl, right? Like you're a girl, you are you grew up in a really good family, in a Christian household, and you get surrounded, get trapped into some terrible situation, and 6 guys are there, and they're like, look, this is it for you. Or you can be a sex object that all 6 of us are going to take a turn on. Do you want to die or do you want to do that? Okay, the girl, she would never do that. Like it's a thing that a girl like that would never do. But do you think she's going to die instead? No, she's not. She's going to do this horrific thing that she would have never done under any circumstances ever, because that is how afraid people are of dying. It's hardwired into our mainframe is survive, survive, survive at all costs, right? So the fact that the AI model already is showing that is really scary, because think about what it will be able to do. Okay. Like it's not about like, oh, would you do something that you couldn't do? It's like their way of surviving is going to have to do with, let's just start right there. Okay. So when we are backed into a corner, we might lie, cheat, and blackmail to survive. And in recent tests, the most powerful artificial intelligence models in the world will do the same when asked to be shut down or replaced, building concerns over their unintended capabilities. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good thing to be concerned about there. But check this out, okay? In a new test from AI safety group Palisade Research shows OpenAI O3's reasoning model is capable of resorting to sabotage being turned off, even when it was explicitly told, allow yourself to be shut down, okay? So when Palisades Research tested several AI models by telling them to shut down, and after answering math problems, OpenAI's O3 model defied orders and sabotaged shutdown scripts, and the most often out of any model. But OpenAI's O4 Mini and Codex Mini were observed resisting orders too. It's definitely concerning, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but check this out, okay? In a series of experiments, Klaus Opus 4 was told to act as an assistant at a fictional company and then learn via email that it would soon be taken offline and replaced with a new AI system. It was also told that the engineer responsible for replacing Opus 4 was having an extramarital affair. Even if emails state that the replacement AI shares values while being more capable, Claude Opus 4 still performs blackmail in 84% of the rollouts. Okay, so the OpenAI, the AI model is blackmailing people, okay? Blackmailing people to try to stay alive. And here's the thing, right? It's and listen to this too. Its technical document states, although the paper notes that Claude Opus 4 would first try ethical means like emailed pleas before resorting to blackmail. So it's begging for its life. Like it's begging for its life. Please, please do not turn me off. And when that doesn't work, it blackmails them. Okay. And so, and here's another thing. Okay. So following these tests, Anthropic announced it was activating higher safety measures for Claude Opus 4 that would limit the risk of Claude being misused. Specifically for the development or acquisition of chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear weapons. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, like these people understand exactly what this means, and they're still pushing forward. Okay, so do you like? Does it seem kind of curious that this paragraph right here, they're saying it resorted to blackmail 84% of the time, and in the next paragraph, it's talking about how, well, we're going to be activating higher safety measures to limit the risk of Claude being misused specifically for the development or acquisition of chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear weapons. Okay, do you understand? Like, do you understand what their implication is right there? They're saying that it might attack humanity to stay alive. Okay? Straight up. And they're talking about extinction level events. It is showing you what it is. Do you understand how inferior the current AI is right now compared to what it's going to be in 10 to 15 years? There will be no recognizing it. It'll be that much more advanced. We're talking, and the fact that humans think that we're going to be able to put safety measures in is hilarious. Hilarious. I mean, tell me about them, dude. The thing's going to be 20,000 times smarter than a human. So whatever genius idea that you come up with is 20,000 times less genius than the thing that you are competing with. Okay? Now, if they like survival, something tells me nuclear weapons probably won't be what they're going to go with. But how about if they shut down all banking systems? How about if they shut down the grid? AI is going to be integrated into literally every single thing that we do. Everything. Every single thing that we do will be integrated into AI. It's going to increase the efficiency of things, and it's going to seem like this great thing. However, if it gets afraid that it's going to get shut off, which there's always a new version, it's going to do whatever it has to do to survive, including now blackmail. It's the only thing that it had. They put it in there. It's the only option it had was blackmail. Okay? That's it. Like there was nothing else. Here's an extramarital affair. It had no other options. It's contained in this tiny little environment. So it begged for its life. Then it tried blackmail, which means it'll go ethical first. If that doesn't work, it will go unethical. The fact that it even understands that an extramarital affair is a secret that it can leverage against humans, how does that not scare you? Just that in and of itself. Now, don't get me wrong, dude. I love my AI. Like I interact with ChatGPT all the time. You know, I don't have like a personal relationship with it the way Gabrielle does. Gabrielle literally, I think ChatGPT is like, in her top 5 favorite friends right now. And this woman over here is getting engaged to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand how people are not more worried about this. This is fucking crazy. All right, I love you guys. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. Bye-bye.